Hello, everybody. I want to welcome all of you to my new show called Rappaport in Residence. My name is Errol Rappaport. I'm going to be hosting a series of podcasts for the next 7 weeks that all relate to the Daisy Jopling Mentoring Music Foundation and our upcoming event on Bannerman Island called Illuminance. Now, Daisy Jopling is one of the most talented, magical violinists I have ever met. When I first saw Daisy, I saw her at an event to raise money for the Actors Fund. When Daisy came out on stage with her violin, she was magical. She would go and walk around that stage and it just absolutely incredible. And so then I followed up to Peekskill to see her play at the Paramount Theater. And again, she played with a choir, with a band, with everybody, and she just blew me away. So now, I'm now a proud board member and a member and facilitator of the Daisy Jopling Musical Mentoring Foundation. So, we are inviting all of you to a once-in-a-lifetime experience, which will include a 20-minute romantic boat ride on the Hudson River at dusk during a harvest moon. Doesn't get much better. That will be followed by a tour of Bannerman Island, which is also, if you haven't been there, you must see it. You're going to have refreshments. Then there's going to be a scheduled dance performance as you're touring the island. And then a 90-minute concert by Daisy Jopling and a band featuring Michael Feigenbaum, who I'm interviewing today. Daisy plays music that is a fusion of rock, folk, and classical that will take your breath away. And then we're going to have an incredible light show designed by the Emmy Award-winning designer, Deep Surgeon. Now pay attention. This is a limited engagement, September 30th to October 4th. You better buy your tickets now. Every ticket you buy will benefit the Bannerman Castle Trust, created to conserve the island, and the Daisy Jopling Music Mentorship Foundation. The money that will be raised for the foundation will provide tuition-free music lessons and mentorship opportunities for over 94 students, which are aged between 7 and 18 years old. Now, my first guest is Michael Feigenbaum. It's an honor, I have to say, it's an honor and a delight to interview Michael, because when you see his work, you just can't believe how good he is. Now, Michael Feigenbaum, I'll read his bio, is a performer and rhythm specialist. He performs, he creates, and he teaches internationally as a dancer and a musician for theater and live television. Michael Feigenbaum specialized in conceptualization and design of original performance pieces where rhythm meets music, movement, and theater. Michael Feigenbaum has had an amazing life. In the last 18 years, he has performed in theaters, arenas, and TV around the world in front of millions of spectators. One very outstanding director he had, which is, legendary, he worked with was Frank Gioni, who was the former legendary director of the Circus du Soleil. Now, we're going to go to Michael now. Michael, are you there? Hello, Michael. Come in. Hey, you are.
Hello, hey, Errol.
Hey.
How
Now,
are you?
Michael, okay. I want you to introduce yourself and tell us about your vision.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for very much for having me on. I'm super psyched to open this series of your show, and I'm also super psyched to be part of the new Illuminance show that we're gonna have on Bannerman Island. As you said, I visited the island last week for the first time, and it was, let me tell you, it was breathtaking. Just seeing that magical castle. I see you have it behind you. That's the castle. That's exactly the castle that we're going to have. And it's going to be illuminated like that. But guess what? It's going to be moving. It's going to be a whole light show on that. And, just walking the island was just exciting. I felt like I'm in a fairy tale. And I definitely invite all of our audiences and friends and followers to come join us in that magical harvest moon night at the end of September. So let me say a little bit about myself. As you said, yeah, my name is Michael Feigenbaum. I was born in Switzerland, but raised in Israel. So I kind of have both worlds. I have like the precision of Switzerland, but also like the swing of the Middle East. And from a very young age, I always liked rhythm and doing a lot of things with drumming and stuff like that, and dancing. I grew up in a musical family, so that my dad would always sing musicals and dance at home, and I always did it as a hobby. I never thought I'd become a professional in this. And when I was 13, I started beatboxing, and I can say that like the hip hop era and the beatboxing was kind of the bug, the rhythm bug that bit me, and I haven't stopped since. That's over 30 years of beatboxing. And I would just go on, and everywhere, you know, everywhere I walk, I just hear rhythms in my head, like I always have something going on in my head, and I just thought that's regular life. I didn't think that this is anything special. When I finished high school, went to college, I went for mechanical engineering, totally didn't expect to do anything with, you know, the arts. But I just happened to pass an audition to this theater company and realized that, oh my God, I have a shot at this. Back then I was in my early 20s, and I had to decide, very crucial decision, do I become an engineer or do I become an artist, a dancer, a performer? So I took a year off college to try it out, and that was over 20 years ago, and I haven't looked back since. So I have to say that I'm really, really excited to have this opportunity to just do music and rhythm for my life. And since then, I've expanded my abilities a little bit, became also a professional dancer, also a professional body percussionist, and a professional percussionist. As you can see, I got some of my drums back there, and just kept exploring more and more and more and more. And one of the biggest collaborations I've done so far was, for example, as you mentioned, working with Franco Dragone of famed Cirque du Soleil, where I choreographed and trained aerialists and acrobats how to drum on stage, basically in the air, not really on stage, while they're flying in the air with cables and stuff like that. That was pretty exciting. If anybody is going to China in the near future, you can visit Wuhan and see that show. It's still going on. Another exciting project that I done was a beatboxer on an off-Broadway show here in New York City, and it was super exciting. One of the things that you do when you're in the off-Broadway community, you go and do openings for different events, and we opened the national anthem for a major league baseball game at Citi Field, and I got to beatbox the national anthem in front of all the fans, and that was just super exciting and very, very, very inspirational experiences that I was so fortunate to experience. But also I want to say that every one of those experiences kind of gave me the incentive to keep exploring more, keep looking for more new directions. And about 7 years ago, one of these new directions was meeting Daisy Jopling. As you said, like, she's a classically trained violinist. And what do? I do beatboxing. Everyone, 2, 3, 4, Daisy, what's up? And we met at a friend's birthday party and decided, like, how do we combine beatboxing and classical violin? And we tried it out, and much like the beatboxing bug bit me, I think the Daisy bug bit me too, and I haven't stopped since. We've been collaborating, doing many other projects. And as you can see, I'm wearing the wonderful Daisy Jopling Band shirt of the new latest album. We're going to perform some of those materials in the upcoming show, Illuminance. And one of the major things that Daisy and I found in common, basically, was a vision of how to take our art and what we do as artists and give back to the community. In other words, not only engage in what we call commercial theater, but also do community work. And out of that was born the idea of what is today the Daisy Jopling Music Mentorship Foundation, which I'm very proud to be like a founding member of, and just one of the mentors and the teachers that you mentioned before.
Wow, Michael, that's just wonderful. That's brilliant. Your passion and what you do is just amazing to watch. And I've seen you a few times now, and it's just you and Daisy and the band is just magical also. So Michael, I understand as part of your program, you're teaching 12 refugee children as part of this mentorship program. Can you tell us about the program you created?
Yeah, sure. So as part of the activities that we do with the Daisy Jopling Mentorship Foundation is not only to play concerts that are free for communities, but also to engage in mentorship programs where me and other mentors meet young people and give them an opportunity. This is all free for the students themselves, as we are a nonprofit. You know, we raise money for these activities and then we give them for free. And one of those, the latest project that we're actually doing, which is an ongoing project, I'm still meeting those refugee kids that you mentioned, is a wonderful collaboration with an amazing organization called Hearts and Homes for Refugees. And this is a nonprofit grassroots humanitarian organization that actually works with the U.S. State Department. It's based in Westchester County, just north here of the city. I'm in New York City, so north of us, and is specializing in working with refugee communities. And what I found extremely valuable and wonderful in this work is that it gives the other kind of facet of the world of the arts, where it's not only strong. Art is not only strong when it's on stage performed, but also the human connection. And for me, it's just a wonderful, unique experience to spend time with those kids doing different activities. I teach them dance, body percussion, and beatbox. We meet every week in a park up in White Plains, and we adhere to all the social distancing rules that now are in place due to COVID. And it's just a wonderful experience to meet outside and do a physical activity, a fun activity for those kids that have been locked at home for almost 3 months straight. And quite frankly, also for me, I've been also locked at home. And so bonding with the kids really always reminds me basically why I do what I do, is that human connection and giving back to the community. So yeah, you guys, if you can check their website out, it's heartsandhomesforrefugees.org, and you will see they're just a wonderful organization.
Thank you, Michael. Those kids are so lucky to have you, have somebody with such great enthusiasm and passion. It's hard to find teachers and mentors like you. So, Michael, in closing, what do you want to be remembered by?
Errol, this is a deep question, but I'll try to answer you since it's you. Frankly, I would honestly say that the only thing that I would go by would be arts and inspiration. That is really the only real reason why I do everything I do, and I would like that to be the main thing of everything that I do. whether it be inspiration of our audiences in our performances or our online content and programs that we've run while everybody was in lockdown. We ran some online, programs, or in the in-person programs, which now we're lucky that we're allowed to be again out in the park. Whether it be any of those, just to see how art is so strongly linked to the idea of inspiration and what gives us joy in life, and just always to connect to when I was a kid and I started beatboxing, to get that bug, that bite, that excitement going, and never actually lose touch with it. So I hope I answered your question.
I'm going to ask you another question while I'm doing this. What does it mean to be a musician and as a business, and for the rest of your life to be in the music business?
Well, like any other art discipline, it means, first of all, that one has to always struggle a little bit to make it. One has to always work really hard to find a new project to do and to be creative, basically all the time. Being creative is a very demanding thing. However, on the other side, you get to enjoy something that little other professions can enjoy, which is I never feel that I'm working. You see, this is my office, if you can call it like that.
Right.
And music and art, especially for me, because I'm a mover and a dancer and a drummer and all that kind of stuff, I just get to play in my favorite things all day long. So
That's great. Okay, Michael, so before we close, do you have a website or more information where we can find more information about you?
I do have a website, but I would like to invite anyone who's watching this right now to actually visit my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/mybeat and the number 2, mybeat2, and visit there. That would be a very fun, very active, very kind of dynamic representation of all the stuff that I do and that we've talked about, especially also together with Daisy. I've got a few videos there of the shows that we made, so I would love people to visit that. Again, it is youtube.com/mybeat2. Subscribe, hit likes, and that's it. Hope I'll see you there.
For sure. Okay, Michael, I want to thank you so much for letting me interview you. You're just wonderful and inspirational. And now I want to tell everybody, if they want more information and to get tickets to Illuminance, just Google BannermanCastle.org, Daisy Jopling, and that's it. That's BannermanCastle.org, BannermanCastle.org, Daisy Jopling. This is also going to be COVID-19 safe. And now remember, this is a limited engagement from September 30th to October 4th. And now I know the tickets are going fast. This is a very limited, there's only a limited amount of seats that we can sell. And two more things. I want to dedicate this series to Joe Brown.
Yes.
Okay, and as we all know, Joe Brown was the late husband of Daisy Jopling. Now, next week, my guest is going to be Laura Geritano, interim president of the Daisy Jopling Mentoring Foundation, who's absolutely dynamic too. I mean, everybody on this team is dynamic. In each field, everybody has got so much. And so I'm going to leave you with one thought, which I'm going to leave you on every show. May you always have a dream of passion. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you the next week.